One of the things I always say is horsemanship is 50-50. 50% of the time, you're trying to teach horses things you want them to know, and the other 50% of the time, you're trying to not teach them things you don't want them to know. In this video, I'm going to show you all the things you should be doing if you want to be terrible with horses. Horses are prey animals by nature, and they use all their senses to seek out danger and to understand where the danger is coming from. So if you want to be terrible with horses, one of the number one things you should do is you want to move as fast as possible. This will ensure that they have no time to think and process what you're trying to do, and they will feel like everything you're doing is a trap, and this will definitely make sure the horse thinks you're the predator that they thought you were. Yeah, that'll scare the crap out of their horse. Now again, if you want to be really terrible with your horse, the opposite of being aggressive is being a big pushover. Let them do whatever they want and make sure you don't give them any leadership qualities. So for a lot of people, this would look like this. Well, you get the idea. Basically, let your horse walk all over top of you. Don't give them any boundaries. Let them do whatever they want. You'll be sure to have a horse that's out of control in no time. So the next strategy, if you want to be terrible with your horse, be impatient. You don't have time to set them up for success. You don't have time to warm them up. You barely have enough time to even get them out. So when you do get them out, you are going to demand that they're perfect immediately. You're going to set high expectations for every single session with your horse, and you're never going to consider where the horse is at. You're always going to focus on your agenda and your list, and you're going to get through that no matter what. So once you understand that horses are pattern animals and that they do really well with consistency from the person who's asking them and how they're asking them and what they're doing each day, this gives the horse certainty of what's about to come, and they can prepare for it and really relax into it. So if you want to be terrible with horses, be as inconsistent as possible. Change your cues all the time. Don't let that horse know what's coming next. And not only that, but each day work on a completely different subject with your horse. They won't even know what's coming next. They'll have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. That's going to confuse the heck out of their horse. So Swagger here was just asking me if I could let you guys know, don't follow any of the instructions in this video. Your horses will not appreciate it, okay? But if you guys would like to know all the things you should be doing with your horse, you can do that on my Patreon page. I can be your mentor on there. I can answer your questions. I can offer you video coaching. We post a new training video every week. You're really going to enjoy it. Go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. So horses naturally want to read a person's intention. They're designed that way. They need to know if that lion is hungry or if the lion just ate. They need to read the situation. Is the water hole safe to go up to or not? So if you want to be really bad with horses, be really negative with your horse all the time. Notice all the things that they do wrong all the time. Never give them any credit for anything that they're doing right. Don't give them a break. Just be really critical all the time. And the more you blame your horse and not take any responsibility for what they're doing wrong, that will ensure that you're really, really terrible with horses. Now, the last way to ensure that you're terrible with horses is to be really anthropomorphic, which means you're going to put human thoughts and values into animals' actions. So for instance, people think differently than horses. We can think logically about things, and we can know what's coming, and we can kind of think about what we're thinking. We can think from an intelligence standpoint. And so if we project that onto our horse and say, my horse loves me, therefore my horse would never hurt me, that will ensure that you're really terrible with horses. Or if a horse is scared of something and you just say, what's there to be afraid of? It's nothing there, it's just a squirrel, and just make them do it, that will be sure to convince your horse that you don't know anything about them and are not able to read them at all. Boy, Swagger, I hope they do the opposite of everything they just heard in this video.